Hey, it works. How you doing, everybody? How you doing? Let's try and figure out if I can click on the right buttons. Oh no. We just got the void. Why is the camera not working? Oh no! We gotta figure this out. You gotta see my ugly mug, otherwise what's the point of doing this stream? What's going on? Is the other one working? The other one's working. Hello. Hello, everybody. Okay, what's going on? How's everyone doing? How's life? Amuse yourselves. Amuse yourselves? What's going on? Where's the camera? Here it is. Hey! Just needed to give it a bit of a poke, and now it's not in focus. Horseradish, thank you for the subscribe! Not Superman vibes. We're out of focus. Everything's wrong today. What's going on? Is that good? Yeah, that'll do. It's moving. It's moving. How you doing, everyone? Horseradish, thank you so much for the 71 months. That's a long time, buddy. Long time. What are we doing today? I don't know, really. You stressed, Jay? I hate to hear that. Cinematic fantasy. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Question mark. Just to keep it a bit ambiguous. You know, keep it a bit open. I'm sorry to hear you stressed, Jay. That sucks. I hate being stressed. I've been stressed for the last, I don't know, couple of months. It's just been a lot, all piling on top of each other. Maybe that's what's happening to you. I don't know. Lots of stuff happening. And only so much time in the day and so much energy to give. The trouble I find at the moment is I'm writing slower these days. I don't know why. It's just been hard to keep up the productivity. Maybe I need a break. But then I find when if I go on a break, I suffer from that too. So I don't know. I just got to get back into the groove again. I'm sorry, Yannick. Why do we do it? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we do it? Man. But we're allowed to also talk about less serious things here. And a blade, that's fine too. We've got to keep our mind off it. Yeah, my problem is I don't have a problem. It's like the problem I had this year was that I had projects that kind of got shifted. So there was things that I had a schedule, all right? So I had a schedule all lined up for this year. And then a project either gets delayed. Funnily enough, the weirdest thing is that a project got moved forward. When does a project get moved forward in any industry? What happens? How does that happen? So I got moved forward and it just completely, and it was a challenging one too. And so it just took time and then it took my energy and then I have to and then now it means that other projects have just kind of slid on top of each other. So everything's kind of stacked. Podcast one, how you doing? I'm sorry, I do not speak Spanish. I apologize, I can't actually... I don't know what the message means, but thank you. From Brazil. So maybe it's Portuguese, sorry. Portuguese. But yeah, I hope things are going we can figure it out. Forced to break from stuff, so when you get back, I hope you'll be replenished. That's good, Jay. Sometimes you gotta stop. You just gotta make a change. You gotta break the cycle. Sounds like game dev stuff. Funnily enough, it wasn't. The game dev stuff is everyone's really good. Everyone's doing exactly what they should be doing. So I'm happy with them. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I'd say probably Portuguese, be good. I've known a few people from Brazil in my time. It's hard to know from because I'm not very I'm not very versed in other languages. It's Australian for you. We're privileged to only have to learn one language. We don't really get forced to learn another. So you don't get really super used to seeing other languages and knowing exactly what they are. Which is horrible. Press the keyboard already, you want to hear the notes. Actually, my template's still loading, so we have to wait a little bit to make the notes. I'm so sorry. We'll get there though. I speak Swedish there. Yo. Yo. That's about as far as my Swedish goes. Forced to learn Greek, ancient Greek even. Yeah, okay. Alright. Bring it. I learned a bit of German in high school. It really still can't get me far. Very much just doing it so I could get the marks, you know what I mean? Speaks kangaroo, yes. How's Falling Frontier going along? It's going good. Unfortunately, I haven't spent enough time on it because of other things sliding on top of each other and moving forward and things. So I feel very bad. But we actually have some time now to actually get some proper work done. The push towards the final project. Getting there. Also got another game that's slated to go into early access later this year, so got a few things to finish for that as well. But that's nearly done. That one's nearly completed. Kangaroo, it's true. Learning French in school was mostly because of Canada. Yeah, okay. Well, at least you get maybe like a potentially active chance to utilize. Utilize the language. You know, like you learn German in school here in high school, but where are you going to use it unless you actually just go to Germany? It's not like there's a huge German-speaking expat community here in Australia. Because everyone's forced to learn English because that's Australia for you. Because no one can understand you unless you speak English. It's not great. I learned something about Montreal the other day. So what was it? Let me think. It was about French. The French language in Montreal. That's right. There's like a language police, right? So there's like an organization that sort of polices the use of French Canadian in cities, or I guess in society, in Canadian society. But there was some incident of the Montreal the metro, the trains, or I guess it's the trains or the trams, I don't know what it would be, but they were displaying a sign that was I think it said something like go X certain sports team, they were supporting the sports team, and they said it in this sort of, I guess it might just say go blah blah blah, it was just using the English go team, go X team. And apparently, they got pulled up for it because that's not a proper use of language by an organization in Quebec. I don't know. There's something weird about that, but it's there's a language police. Which is strange. Can speak only English and Afrikaans. That's amazing still, right? Even though South Africa has 11 languages. Okay. So you feel horrible because you don't know the other 9 languages. But still, like, to have 2 languages, you still have like so much up on many Western countries, at least. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're from Europe, you probably know at least 2 languages, right? Except if you're from the UK, I imagine. There are a lot of regulations regarding use of French and English on public display signs. There you go. It's crazy. Yeah, 6 years of German and still can't construct a sentence right. Yeah. Yeah. So I can introduce myself. I say, my Name ist Scott. Ich bin 42 Jahre alt. Ich wohne in Brisbane, Australian. That's it. That's all I got. I'm sure I'd survive very well in Germany. Actually, I'm pretty sure everyone knows English too, right? Unless you went out in the countryside. It's like Sweden as well. Like Sweden, everyone speaks perfect English, you know, probably even better than me, you know? Like they learnt it properly. But there's still little pockets, like if you went out into the countryside, you know, some of the older folks, they don't necessarily have great English, but they still try, you know, they still try. They have words. They have the words. They're just a little bit slow to get there. Take it seriously because Quebec doesn't want to get anglicised. It's the last real holdout of French in the continent outside of some regions of Nova Scotia. Yeah, okay, well, I understand. I get it. Holding on to that last bit of culture, I totally understand. So, but I mean, it's kind of like holding back a tide, though. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, no matter what, I think. But yeah, I suppose hold as long as you can. But apparently, like, French Canadian's quite different from French, right? Like the mainland French language. Like, there's a lot of things in French Canadian that apparently don't make any sense in French. If you go to France and France, I don't know how to say. Is it France or France? Prance or prance? There's like various the closest you get to different languages in Australia is slightly different accents. And if you weren't from Australia, you probably wouldn't really notice that, because everyone sort of speaks fairly similarly. But you do get those very broad accents somewhere, you know, some other places in Queensland where I'm from. But down south, Melbourne and probably even Adelaide and a little bit from Sydney, they have more of a proper English sort of pronunciation of certain words. So like things like, I would say like castle, they would say castle. I would say dance, they would say dance. And prance, and France, and I would say France probably, but I just said France, so I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm a bit confused. She really learned Welsh. Welsh sounds like a beautiful language. Really does. We talk about people from Adelaide. Here we are. Only that some of you have, you know, proper English pronunciations of words. Whereas Queenslanders up here, we're too slow and too broad to do it properly. Something to do with, I guess, like Melbourne and Adelaide were like not so much convict settlements, so it's like the upper and lower class. It's about as classist as you get in Australia, I think. I mean, you know, apart from horrible racial crap, but you know. We won't go into that today. It's going way too deep. You got the posh Melbourne accent, but you live in Scotland, so it sounds really strong to everyone here. Fair enough. Yeah, it's just like one of those things where you wouldn't really know unless you're from Australia, I reckon, Zuba. Feels like it's very niche. It's a very sort of small difference in language. But you do have your like the the Steve Irwin, Bindi. No, not Bindi. Bindi's pretty normal, but like the Bob Irwin accents. They're real. There are people that talk like that. I went for a drive the other day, for like a long drive, and I went down to northern New South Wales and stopped for lunch, and stopped at a cafe, and the accents there were just so lovely. Like these were slow accents that just like took their time. They weren't in any rush, and every sentence ended with "No worries, no worries, no worries." It's like so nice. Something really nice about that. I am friends with Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, he's my best mate. Everyone around here has super strong accents. I can't even understand each other at the time. Oh my god. How does that even work? I thought at least the Scottish people understand the Scottish people. Seal Horseradish, thank you so much. I'm so sorry about the times for these streams for Europeans. Like, it's just awful. Just awful. Tried the further drum position Aussie band. You're kidding me? Chris Hemsworth tried to get into Parkway Drive. Yeah, they are cool. Wow. In Rodri Twice, what's the impending doom? My gosh. What's happening? What's happening? Oops, sorry. Newfoundland accent. No. Master Xenaut. Xenaut? I don't know. How you doing? Guten Tag, mein Freunden. Hey, Hubert. How you doing? How you doing? What's the Newfoundland accent? It's gonna be hard to describe this. You have to do this in chat. Can't hear it. Maybe there's an example online somewhere. It's good to hear, Hubert. Glad to hear it. Everyone's a bit stressed today, so I'm glad to hear someone's having a good one. Yeah, Parkway Drive's great. Aussies represent. Wheel. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I'm starting something new. So, you're going to laugh. The last track I'm working on last stream, it kind of took a bit of a right turn after I finished the stream. So I ended up changing it a little bit and adding guitars and a drum kit and turning it into a more of like a homage to like I don't know. For references, I was using things like My Chemical Romance, like the Black Parade, and there's like the final track on the Oblivion soundtrack by, the Tom Cruise movie Oblivion. There's like this, M83 big smashing drums section. So I've done quite a bit to that. It's not what you would have heard on stream. So a little bit emo, yeah. But it's more like, I guess, like stadium style, over the topness. That's what I'm kind of gone for. I don't know if I was successful, but you'll have to just wait and see. You can tell me. It's as close as I'm going to get anyway. I spent way too much time on that because it was so different to what I'm normally doing, and it was just a bit weird. So it was really hard. It's an Newfoundland accent. It's an accent traditionally from Newfoundland and Labrador in Canada. Depending on the region, it can be pretty extreme. Wow. So pretty challenging to hear, I imagine. Happy today despite well being fully aware of the oblivion that will consume you. What is gonna consume you? I hope you're okay, Rod. I hope it's nothing too crazy. Yeah. You mean actually Oblivion? You really... Okay. Yeah, I've also 200 hours in Oblivion Remastered. I actually did... Yesterday I did the... I did a remake of the Oblivion theme too. That was on my... Like the game Oblivion for this album that I'm doing for Silver Screen. So that was fun. Tried not to butcher it too much. Scott, I'd like your whole work for Alan. And see you live is an honor for me. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. There should be another episode coming out pretty soon, I think. Not exactly sure when, though. Hey, Ethereus, how you going? I've got to jump back into Oblivion. We've been playing... My wife and I have been playing too much Diablo. Doing the seasonal stuff. And trying to get to level 300, and it's really hard. It takes a lot of time. It's just such a mindless thing. I mean, probably not. I don't know. They seem to lock these remakes down a bit, Yannick. I don't know how they do that, because I was on the impression that you couldn't really, you know, do any sort of serious copyright management with these. You know, like a cover, essentially. But they must have some way to do it. So probably not. Might have to do it again. It probably won't stop people from doing it. The only issue would be, I think, when someone uploads a video or something of it with the music in it. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. It's not really in the spirit, but I mean, I don't know. They're paying me money to do this. It's their thing after this, so I don't know. How many plugins are you loading? It's loading as long as some... Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's by Cakewalk. My... It's loaded now, by the way. It is loaded. It's been chatting. But I don't know if I don't know if it's Cakewalk or whether it's like the... This is just how sometimes these things load. They take time. I have quite a few, but it's only about... Like, this template's only... Well, it's got 54.9 gig used in terms of memory. So it's not even half my memory, but it does take time, I guess, to load that up. They own the master, yeah. Yep. Doing pretty epic, that's good. First streamer, welcome. Sleep Token. What a cool name for a band. Sleep Token. What's your pitch for them? What are they? What makes them good? BRMX, how you going? How many tracks do you often use? As in, like, well, okay. Well, we can jump across to my door here. I've got in this template 131, but this is also a mix of, because I tend to load my samplers into audio tracks, so they're sort of individual tracks too. So there's a few there that are actually just audio tracks to play the sampler. But yeah, so a few. I usually have a more of a lightweight one than just add things if I need to. But all the usual things are there. This one's a template that I'm using currently now for the Elder Scrolls. I'm doing an Elder Scrolls album of remakes for a company called Silver Screen. and I'm going for a bit more of a folksy approach, so I've got a few other things loaded that I normally wouldn't have. Just have a bit of fun with some folk instruments. But yeah, we're about to go on an ad break on Twitch. I'll see you in a bit. Don't hold your breath. I'll be here though, don't worry. Feels funny to try and make music under 13. As in like the age of 13 or 13 tracks. I don't know. All right. Let me just turn some music off. And then we can try and write some music. I probably should save this file. Give it a name. What's the date? August. Stream song August 19. Such a poetic title. Yes, age. Why does it feel funny? It shouldn't have to feel funny. Gonna be 12 next week. Hey, happy birthday if I don't see ya. Yeah, I mean, I was writing stuff about your age too. It was very, different to the one I'm writing now, but, I'd say it's a great time to actually start learning because you've got many years to, get good at it. If you want to. No, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Just make sure it's fun, all right? Make sure you have fun doing it. It's really important. Otherwise, it's a real drag. It's a real drag sometimes because it is a lot of work. A lot of work and a lot of learning. A lot of playing and making mistakes and trying again. Just like anything, you're learning any skill, you have to just make a lot of mistakes. That's really I feel like it's the only way you learn. Really. Not sure if anyone's asked, but have you worked on music for Alan recently? I have with it. And you should hear the fruits of that fairly soon. Fairly soon? Write something for Nolan's new movie, Yannick? So that's like is it Odysseus? The Odyssey? The Odyssey? Is that it? Is that it? When's that coming out? Fairly soon. Fairly soon because I don't know when it'll happen. I don't know. I'm a little unsure myself. That's gonna put this over here. Streamception. Odyssey movie release date 17th of July. Next year. Wow. Okay. July. Cool. Soon TM, Endblade. Soon TM. Okay, do we have sound? Okay, so this template's got a lot of reverb on it. I'm going to pull that back a bit. Forgot about that. Because old mate Jeremy Soul puts a lot of reverb on stuff. Oops. It's crazy how I went from really casual, tastefully polished cinematic rock to raw hardcore deathcore. Nice. Could happen to anyone. Anytime. You just got to be exposed to the right things. Yeah, okay. Balancing AP classes in high school as a freshman. Had to skip grades, okay. That's tough. It is tough. But you'll get there, man. You're pitching loads of stuff for the trailer. Nice, nice, Yannick. I wonder what kind of sound they're going for this. What are the directions that the editors are giving for the material that they're going for? Be curious. It's very hush hush. No, tell everybody. Tell everybody. No, I'm not pitching for anything. I'm sorry, guys. I'm on the list for like this. Yeah, as you would know this, Yannick, but I'm on the list for this like one of these trailer, like a library of music that gets pitched for various projects, trailers and whatnot. And like I see the projects come in. It's like I am not doing that. I'm not doing that one. I'm not doing that one. It's like I don't know why I'm on this list. To be honest, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to do my own thing. And I'm happy about that. That's performance samples. Frenchies. Oh, there's a teaser out already, is there? Ah. Okay, so I had an idea for a melody in my head in the shower this morning. Lita Blue, thank you. How are you today? How are you? 64 gives Oakhill? No. I remember building, I can remember building a computer with a, like a custom PC place, like you go to there and you just ask for the parts, and they could not understand why I wanted so much memory. Like, it was, why do you need this much memory? You don't need it, man. It's like useless. It's like, you have no idea what I do. You have no idea what I do. It's like all these sample libraries, they load into your memory and then just take up everything. It's like, you need as much as you can. It's like, nah, I don't think you're right. I don't think you're right. It's like, I don't know. People just don't understand, man. Doing a lot more tracks with a lot less memory, like 8 gig for 200 tracks, fair enough. I mean, you can get around it by doing a lot of like freezing and archiving of tracks and stuff so that they don't use memory when you're not using them. So that's a way to do it. It's what I used to do many years ago, but I just kind of gave up doing that. I just prefer. I'm just gonna throw money at the problem. That's what I'm gonna do. I should split my chats into 2 groups for YouTube and Twitch. How do you do that? I don't even know how you do that. I'm on like I'm doing Streamlabs, so I don't know if that's like easily does that sort of crap. I need to jump over to OBS properly, to the proper OBS. So we do it. You know, finally, that's great. Hope so too, leader. Yeah. Does anyone still do this? I mean, I've been looking into that, like whether I should get some sort of what do you call it? What's that? Is it VD Studio V? I don't know. There's a name for this thing where you can then link a bunk of computers. I guess it could be a bunk of computers, and have them running all your samples, and you just have this kind of this the VE Pro. That's the one. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's really. I don't really need it, really, to be honest. I feel like I'm fine. I don't really feel like I have a limitation other than like the load times. And I don't know whether it's just the cakewalk thing. I need to go and look at some other doors so I can find out if it's like a better experience using something else. You know what I mean? I need to do it. I don't just know whether the cakewalk's just a real slow poke in loading projects. You use your OBS with the Streamlabs plugin. Oh, okay. I've been streaming for a long time. It's like I've not really gone into any sort of grand detail about how to do this properly. And it's because we're just batching it here, you know? I'm just here to hang out. Just here to vibe, you know? We only do this once a week now, so... Zombly! Thank you very much for the 500 R's. So many R's. Thank you so much. Hope you're good. And Deflex, thank you. Thank you for the follow. How are you going, man? Welcome to the channel. I missed you. Hey, Dutch. Hello, Dutch. I was so expected to see a new animation. Yeah. There's a lot going on. Since I brought it over to started doing YouTube, it's like there's a lot of things that get triggered that I don't intend to trigger. I don't know. It's just a mess right now, this stream. Just get used to the chaos. I just feel like I gotta gussy up my studio. It feels like it's a bit of a ghetto look from this direction. It's better coming from this side. Look over here, but I don't know how to make that happen. I've gotta use my brain for it. That's tough. Trying to work out this idea in my head that I had this morning. I don't know if it's a great idea, but we'll we'll try it out, I suppose. Got nothing else, so So notes, how you doing? Hello. A unique stream has appeared. Sorry, Mr. Frost. Yeah, it's been tough. It's not the greatest time slot for anyone other than anyone living in Australia or US, I think. All the Euros have kind of missed out on this. And I need to do some more like afternoon streams. But I'm also just working a lot at the moment on stuff that I just can't stream. So it's like it's really hard for me to do this. And it's nice to be able to stream when I'm awake. I hate those afternoon streams or the evening streams. That was all I did in Sweden, and that was tough. Like, I don't know how I did it for 3 years, but I did it. That was really good. It was one of those things that, like, if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have been able to write anything for the library. Like, it was pretty much my writing time was the stream time. So that was pretty awesome, but it was also so tiring. I'm pretty sure the whole, you work all day and then go home and then work in the evenings. It's not great to like keep up the momentum. I think it's gonna burn me out a little bit. Why does it look like daytime there? It is daytime. It's like 10 in the morning. So I live in Australia, if you didn't know. Australia is on the other side of the planet. What guitar do you recommend someone use for cinematic music? Oh, I don't know. I'm not a guitarist at all. I've got this one, which I did not buy for any other intention other than I like the look of it. So this is my... and I do use it occasionally. Actually, I did use it on, as I was saying the other day, the track I was working on last week. I added guitar, and this was the one at least for some. I've also got a guitar library that I use, but I did add real guitar. So this is my Dan Electro U52 replica. It's a bit dusty, and it's a bit crap. It's like I bought it from a secondhand shop when I was like, I don't know, maybe 16, and I just love it. I think that I love the Aquaburst. I like my colors. It's a pretty cool looking guitar, but it sounds pretty dinky. I need to get I need to get some new stuff for it. But it's fine. It's fine. You plug it in and it makes sounds. It's very noisy as well. Like I think I need to clean out the resolder some of the connections inside, but I don't really have any of the gear, so take it to a guitar shop, I guess, and get them to do a bit of a once over. But yeah, in terms of guitars, I don't really have good recommendations because I wouldn't know, because I'm not a guitarist. It's really hard. But I do have this if I can find a contact thing to load it into, I do have if you're into some sort of metal-ish kind of guitars, I have this library called Hydra Shreddage Hydra. I forget who develops it. Maybe it's Shreddage. I don't know who the developers are. But I've been using it on a few things, and it's been pretty good. It's all over my Menace score that I'm doing for the game. A lot of guitar on that one. Takes a while to load. I've still got a lot to learn with this because I think there's a lot that you can do with it, but I'm just using it very surface level, very doing some sort of sustains and chugs and things like that. It's fun. I love playing it. It's gonna have a weird reverb on it, so just get used to that. What was that, 15? What channel is this? I don't know. Doesn't say. Probably 7. And then you run it through a guitar amp or something. like guitar rig, or it has some defaults as well, I think, which are like, you know, oh, that's probably one I can load. Oh my god, sorry guys. Play ball! That was pretty awful, sorry guys. But yeah, it's fine. You can sort of use it to get a, you know, a reasonable guitar performance. Why does it seem to me like we hear and the rocket strangler? I don't know. I don't understand. Okay, what was I doing? What was I doing? God, this like, I can't quite figure it out. Yeah, I had this idea. I mean, it's like when you like hearing in your head, it sounds great. You know, like this like sort of rip roaring sort of fantasy melody with all the orchestration and everything. You hear it in your head, but then you come to actually do it and you kind of forget everything and how it sort of felt in that moment when you were hearing it in the shower. And now I kind of forget what the idea was. But that is kind of the idea, like... The lick, is that like a thing? What's the lick? The lick. If I Google the lick, am I going to come up with something that's inappropriate? It's a stock musical phrase that has been used in numerous jazz and pop songs with several classical compositions. Interesting. I've not heard this. The lick. Using numerous jazz and pop songs and several classical compositions to the point that it's been described as the most famous jazz cliche ever. Okay. Okay. Well, hopefully that wasn't the lick. Wasn't my intention. But it's got that... Oh no, it does have it. Forced me to use it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Well, let's add some like some sort of folksy background. So I'm kind of in this, like, from the Elder Scrolls stuff, I'm kind of in this mood. So we're gonna use some of the things I've been doing in there and see if we can build some stuff from that. I'm really enjoying Solstice, actually. Adam really streamed himself playing for 5 hours. Oh, that's interesting. Can you guys hear this? It seems really low on the input. Okay, get that metronome a bit quieter. It's a bit loud. It's so quiet, I can hear your heartbeat. That's cool. Too fast. That'll do. Oh no. Oh no, D-Flex, we're in trouble, if that's the case. Dakota lick. It's got like a, oh, we'll do a drone first. Let's just do a bed. But let's maybe, so you guys don't have to hear the click, let's just like put that through somewhere else. Hopefully that means you don't have to hear that. No, you can still hear that. Okay. Why? Why? Let's just turn it way down then. Nothing worse than a metronome. Can buy Albion Neo for cheap, it looks like. Ooh, okay. Thank you for the heads up. I think that's another one I've been eyeing. What was that was a cool toggle harper. Toggle harper? Toggle E flat. We can play an E flat. Guys. Which is worse, guys? A metronome or a crow? Which is worse? I think it's this one. This is really cool. I like how resonant it is. Crow's more accurate BPM, fair enough. Maybe, oh, I could totally go record some crow sounds. And then we can put them in as metronome sounds, because I think you can choose your own metronome sounds, as I remember. Where is that? It's somewhere. Record? That's what it's metronome. No, actually can't. Maybe I can load them into a file somewhere. There's probably a file it's calling from. I do have to do that in Blade. Do something to them. I want to actually buy some ultrasonic mics. I've been inspired by old mate. What's his name? I keep on forgetting his name. But he does a lot of recording videos, music stuff. My brain has been horrible lately. Just cannot recall any information. Hey Bad Pixels, how you going? How's life? The sunken mic, no. It's one of the guys who does a lot of stuff. A lot of videos on AI, but he did a video recently, or maybe it's not recently, just got fed to me. He was using ultrasonic mics to record birds, and he was like, obviously like the idea of slowing down and pitch shifting, and to hear all the various vocalizations in much more detail than you would if you just used a normal mic. Ben Jordan, thank you. Oh my God. I never really thought about that before. Like, I'm not a really recording guy. I'm not really big into I'm not an audio buff. So didn't really think that's like, if you have a high sample rate, you'd be able to, high sample rate and high, mic that can record higher frequencies, you'd be able to really do really cool things with it. Cold mic. Oh man. Can I make something that sounds like Lord of the Rings? Probably not today, but yeah. Okay. I actually done a lot of stuff I've done for scores for Alan Becker, which is like an animation fella, if you don't know him. A lot of that actually sounds like Lord of the Rings. It's very Howard Shore inspired. The rebowing is kind of weird, but if we have some other stuff there that will layer on top, it might be fun. I'm in the mood for heavenly melodies. The best leitmotif? Yeah, really? The best of them? I mean, Lord of the Rings is the best of them, right? Some great leitmotif in there. But I can't hear you. I can't hear you. This is the medium. Nope, I can't spelt hard. Dang it. Just read me. Thank you. I think I need to get the volume up. Let's get the volume up a bit. It seems really low for you guys. I'll turn me down. Oh, that's some weird parts of the recording in there somewhere. Sankin mics. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Yes. That's what I need to get. Yep. Who's doing that? Well, that's horrible. Well, I hate it when you have like a sample that has like some weird artifacts in them. There's nothing you can really do about it other than just live with it. Try and edit it out later. Round question: have you made any Japanese themed tracks like with Taiko, Shakuhachi, Kodo? No, I haven't. Not much. I've tended to avoid doing too much like sort of ethnically driven music. Mostly because I'm a you know, a white Australian dude. I feel like it's kind of a weird no to like really go heavily into those kinds of things. Because I have like, it's not my culture, it's not my like experience, you know. So that's kind of why I've done some things that I've been inspired by, but nothing that's gone really hard, I don't think. I use Taiko all the time, like like all the time, but yeah, not in that sort of very Japanese inspired way of writing it, I guess. Got to blend with the orchestra, make it okay then? More or less. I feel like there's quite a few video like musicologists that that sort of talk about this, and it's like, it's one thing to write something that's, you know, it comes up a lot when music's written for films that are set in, you know, exotic places, you know, like you sort of like, you know epics that are set in, you know, the Middle East, or that are like from a Western perspective. Like there was obviously a lot of films made in the Middle East from people from that region, from their perspective, and that's a different kind of feeling. But I'm very much from the Western perspective. You know, like, you know, Prince of Persia, for instance, is a great example of that, where you've got, you know, it's based on a Western game that's, you know, portraying a culture that's like far removed from them without great deals of care. And it's like that sort of, the music comes into it where there's a lot of cliches that are used, and they sound great. Like the score for Prince of Persia is actually really good. I think is it Harry Gregson Williams or something like that. But there's not a great, like, it sounds cool, but it's also using a lot of cliches, and it's like, is that good? Like, is that good use of artistic creativity? Is to like to kind of rip off other people's cultures. I don't know. I don't know what's good anymore. You've got a bachelor's in musicology. Okay, that would be. I think it'd be really interesting to study this, because it has kind of a like, it is important, I think, to think about these things in terms of, you know, where music comes from, the reasons why we think that that certain modes kind of sound, you know, exotic and Middle Eastern, and you know, and you know, why is that the case? You know. Hey, in the future, can I use one of your musics? Yeah, anything from the library. All you have to do is, if you upload something to YouTube, just make sure that you put a credit in the description. So to say like something like, you know, includes music by Scott Buckley. Let's make sure the name's there, and then you should be fine. You should be good. My own question I definitely didn't ask before. Prithee, couldst thee heareth me out? I has this a wondrous melody, and these wouldst be like lover of this melody, prithee. Ah, cometh here and include mine own coxcomb this temperate. Wow, you really went English filter there. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Credit the creators, exactly. But it also means we do have a system on YouTube where if you don't put a credit, you'll probably get a copyright claim. So you've got to make sure the credit is there, otherwise you may have issues. But you can get rid of the claim too. If it does happen, you can get rid of the claim. It's not forever. We can remove it. It's got to follow the procedure to get rid of it. Listening to Seven Samurai anime? Nice. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I know it's out there, but it's not in my library, unfortunately. I mean, one day, I think it'd be good to revisit these ideas, like the idea of, like, I often am inspired by stuff. I mean, I'm using a few different things here. I'm doing sort of starting off with something that's very folk inspired here, and I'm using, you know, Scandinavian instruments and, you know, accordions. So like it's from weird traditions. These aren't normal orchestral instruments. So I think it's nice to be inspired by things, but you got to be really mindful about how far you go as a certain kind of person, you know, unless you're working with people. I think, like, if you bring in people that have, you know, that are part of that culture, those cultures that you're trying to emulate in your music, I think it's a far better experience than you just sitting on my white man throne, looking down upon, you know, a project and going, this is what it should sound like, you know, like, with no one having a say. Like, a lot of Australian classical music is now trying to incorporate Indigenous perspectives in the writing of their work, and there's often quite often usually like a, you know, an old white guy that's involved with the writing process, but there's also it's a collaboration. Like, this person is working with, you know, indigenous folks to actually create music that represents them. You know what I mean? And so that's the kind of approach I think you have to do. If you're going to do that sort of music, you need to do it with someone who is part of that and can actually bring their experiences along with it. Exactly. Okay, I need more metronome. I'm sorry. Faria. Yeah, I think that's the fella I've watched quite a lot of his work, I think. Exactly. It talks about that sort of the Orientalist approach to that's the sort of the broad term given to like the adopting ideas from those different Eastern cultures and putting it into Western filmmaking and Western music. Exactly. It's really good videos. Should find his... Whoop, whoop. Put it in chat. Faria Faraji. Yeah, check out this channel, folks. I'll put it in both chats. Some really cool stuff. Particularly, I reckon, look at his work on like Orientalism. It's like anyone who's working in like film music and whatnot should at least consider these things. I think it's got to be part of your thought process when you're coming into a project that has those influences that are going on. It's really, really important, I think, to think about those things. Really missed a beat at some point in this playthrough. That's fine. We can fix things. You can't see what I'm doing. Let's move this up a bit. Too many cameras on screen. What did I do? What am I doing? Let's do that. Don't you hate that, D-Flex? Really hate that. D-Fix, I'm sorry. D-Fix. Sorry. Okay. Kind of a moody, slow start to it. What's going on here? What's going on here? Weird rhythms, man. There we go. There we go. It is, yes. It is indeed. How you doing? Yeah, I can understand that. I've got a chord in my head that might help that resolve better for you. But I kind of want it to leave it a bit ambiguous in this opening, so it might sound a little weird on its own. I kind of want to keep it very, very drony, so you won't hear that chord till later or anything. Thank you for the follow. Super nice. Don't need delay. Hello? What's going on? some reason, when I open a sampler now, it loads up down the bottom of my screen. And I don't know why. It's really annoying. Cakewalk's going off the rails these days. I might change these. Speaking of typos, Imran's praying for it, yeah. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should have something else. I also might load Solstice. Has kind of a fun band sort of drum kit. Not here. It's over here. This one, I think. Love the feel so far. Cool. I don't know what I'm doing. When you start a track, it's always like, it can be really slow because you're just trying to feel out something. It's rare that I come into a new track going, it's exactly what I need to do. So bear with me, folks. Logic Pro's been crashing for zero reason these last 3 weeks. That's great. That's really good. I love it when programs do that. It's really just real good vibes. Problem. Blong. Beautiful playing. Oh, what? The way that Cakewalk sometimes makes... Oh, God. Takes MIDI loops sometimes is also a little strange to me, but that's okay. Do. No, whoops. Grip clip. What? Did I not quantize that? No, I didn't. There you go. There you go. I think there's like a tremolo version of this. Let's play a tremolo. Mose, thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. I try to be down to earth. I think it's the easiest way to be. Do that again. I'm doing the dynamics wrong, I think. Sort of maybe a build up there to something that starts off the orchestra. No, not so much, Harley. No. Always been. I write a lot for samples. That's pretty much what I do. That's my job these days. But I'd love to. I'd love to be able to write for some live stuff. I think it'd be really cool. actually try and write some more classical style music, something that can actually be played in a concert hall. That'd be pretty awesome, I reckon. I'm trying to wonder whether some of my works that I've written already for the library or for other things could be orchestrated for an orchestral setting. A lot of my stuff has got a lot of synth work in it, even the really ambient, seemingly orchestral things. So trying to maybe translate them to an orchestra might be tougher than I think, but I don't know. I think it'd be fun to try. Might just do like that. I got a lot of orchestral concerts here in Brisbane, so we've seen like the local orchestras and chamber orchestras and everything, and there's a lot of concerts where they play some Australian composers, more recent stuff, from people who are still alive. And I hear them, and they're fine. It's like, but I feel like there's, I don't know. I feel like I could do something. It's one of those things where I feel I could be writing for these kinds of venues, but I just got to get off my butt and figure out how that actually works, because it's not so apparent to me how you get your music played by, orchestra in a classical setting. I don't know how this industry works, to be honest. I didn't use the lick. Not yet. I don't want to use it now. I feel like that'd be like I don't know. I don't want to use it. I wonder. Might add a little bit of ethereal choir, you know what I mean? Seriously fits, I think it does, yeah. Maybe when we get the orchestra playing, we'll do it. Yeah. All the O's, please. Maybe the longest is fine. Or maybe we want like a tenor doing Or what does the basses sound like? Maybe the tenors and the basses. I wish you could load, I hate some of these Spitfire interfaces where you can only seem to load one sample at a time. I just don't like it. you have to load multiple instances of it to get a collection going. Makes me sad. Just treat it like a normal sampler where everyone can load up a bunch of things. Unless I'm missing something, maybe you can do it. Maybe it needs to be a bigger. Could try another library. Lacrimosa, I guess. Need more. I think I need more choir libraries. I think I do. I haven't used East West for a long time. I think I might have to load that up again because I used to really enjoy using the symphonic choirs. Oh, that's more in line. Welcome back, T-Fix. All right. So that's male Okay. Nice basic mms. Can't go wrong. Add the choir boss down here. Alright. Sounds very shakuhachi, actually. Start building the strings in, I guess. Doesn't sound like fancy music at all. Oh well, who knows what we're done. Oof, how you doing? Actually, I'm gonna load. There's a cool. Opus has a good viola da gamba, which is like a baroque sort of viola cello kind of thing. Let's give that a whirl. Sure. Yeah, Gaelic Scottish. It's got that sort of folky vibe to it. Wow. If it ain't Baroque, how goes composition? I don't know. It's very early stages, so so far I'm not hating it. So it's a vibe. Does this turn what? Okay, I just need to use CC11, that's all. Let me guess. I'm the calm one? Midgen Mix Ale? Mixer? Midgen Mix I don't know how to say no. Hey, thank you for the follow. How you doing? I'm trying to figure out what that's doing. I can change this to 7. It's a bit touchy this sometimes. Okay, it's the right vibe. Okay, so we're gonna keep it a little bit simpler. If I'm using for a while, I'm super interested to see the process in action. Awesome. Well, if you got questions, move this around so you can see me playing with my little knobs. If you got questions, just sling them at me. Most of that's fine. I can It's getting a bit crazy, Diffus. That's what I'm taking. figure it out later. Freddie, how you doing? Driving for before bed, fair enough. Thank you. Yeah, it's a bit more going for some more like, I don't know, early British Isles kind of vibe. Middle Ages fantasy. So we might actually add a bit more interesting tail harper playing. What was I playing? Okay. MJM, thank you so much for the Prime. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So many weird little artifacts in that tail harper. I don't have to go in there and cut them out somehow. Fun. kind of like how this is slightly out of tune. Used to be a time where if I heard anything that had slightly bad intonation or like just slightly out of tune, it would drive me nuts. These days I kind of really like it. I really like something that's just sliding out of tune a bit. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. Oh, damn it, I pressed the wrong button. That's definitely where we need to bring in the orchestra. I like the idea of the last stand, the one man who gets back up. Middle. Maybe we need a bassoon. That sound weird? bassoon can be really cool. It's one of those instruments where you gotta find the right, the right thing to use them on, but it can be a really cool tone. For some reason, Tegel Harper is sticking. Did I use a pedal note or something? Did I use a sustain pedal without me knowing? No. I don't know why it's sticking. It's very frustrating though. Okay. Feels like there's like compression going on. Not sure. Stop it. This probably comes in the middle. Do some cello. Very minimal cello. Figure out how this build should work a little bit later. That's kind of interesting. Plump. Okay. Oh, Heroes of the Heartland. Hero of the Heartlands. I love that. One of those tracks that just so easy to write. That was cool. Still really pretty good production, like after so many years. One of those weird like weird things that happened. Really proud of that one. Hope we get an instrument library reveal if I haven't missed already. Favorite string. Which instrument library? Is there a new one coming out? Favorite strings? I like to use performance samples. Actually, I use a lot of them. Which is a company that's very kind of niche libraries, but their strings, they got Pacific Samples and Vista. I absolutely love Vista strings. Huge fan of them, and they've completely changed how I write for MIDI strings. Very beautiful. If I can get them to play, why are they not playing? Typical. What's going on? What have I done? Ah, the audio stopped. Oh, I ran out of notes. This is so easy to play, you know? You don't have to do a lot of the work. I usually blend Vista strings with the Pacific strings, both from the same company, to get like a thicker sound. Audio Imperial and Audio Venture, yeah, fair enough. Everyone has their thing, you know. You got to find the libraries I think that resonate with you. Like you can give one library to someone, they can use it horribly. Give it to another person, actually clicks with the samples and learns how to perform them. Can turn it into magic. Like it's not about the library; it's about who's using them. So it's like. Find those libraries that make your heart soar, So it's really important. Otherwise, it's really hard to make stuff that you really like, I think. Those bloody table harper. just stays on. As soon as I start it, it just plays and holds the note. What are you doing, library? What are you doing, mate? It's the latest version of it, so I don't know. What do you do? Well, that's always something you had to purchase. Yes, yeah. So sadly, the problem with doing these kinds of things and working the way I do is that you have to sink a bit of money into libraries if you want them. But I mean, if you want to get into this, and you're not sort of like you're starting out, you're not sure what to do, and you want to learn how to get into it, there are libraries out there that are free. There's a few developers that are actually made really cool like orchestral libraries that are just free, like as Orchestral tools do one, Spitfire Audio do another one, and yeah, there's free options out there, definitely. Gonna have to work on that tangle harper. It's also got those weird clicks, like the recording has got some strange artifacts in it. Crazy. Ender blade, that's cool. I hope it was productive. I hope you got some work done. Quick check-in before sleep. Sounds unique. Thank you. Going a little bit medieval, a little early Baroque, I guess. I don't know what we're doing. Might bring this gut up a bit. Oops. Yeah, definitely would tambourine. Yeah, I think the opening. Yeah, I wanted to keep it really sparse, but it's gonna build. It's gonna build to something that's more energetic, and well, at least like I think it will. I don't know. It's gonna build to something. So I think we're gonna bring in a sort of small pan percussion, like tambos. That tambos. I wonder if I do some vocals for this. 22 plus 45. 77? 67. 67. Am I doing your maths homework for you? Yeah, an organ would be cool. Been using organ a lot more, actually. The last few tracks have had organ in them. I don't know why. Just felt like, we need organ here. This needs an organ. I did your homework. No, you're supposed to figure it out yourself. No. Start singing, okay? Sleep well, Jay. Really quickly, gonna go hard on the volume. Thank you, Maddie Hatter. So glad you like the music. Makes me so happy. All the music I've written for Alan. What's my favorite? I mean, Note Block Universe was pretty special. Writing for Purple. Who else? What else? That was probably my favorite, I think. The Herobrine theme from The King. I had a lot of fun with that one. Just making this really like slick theme for him. Yeah. Thanks, Maddie. like Herobrine theme too. Nice, nice, nice. Note Block Universe one was what you had an awesome tune that I got in your head for hours. Nice. Earworms are great. I'm glad I achieved that. No, and I was really happy that I could bring it back in the King as well. It's kind of there's a bit of a medley, that one. There's a lot of smashing of things in there, and yeah, it's cool. I had a lot of fun. Hey Michael, how you going? A strange music question for me? Bring it on. I'll see how I do. Cinematic steampunk. This is a genre I've not heard of, to be honest. What are the characteristics that feel right for something called cinematic steampunk? So steampunk would have to have, kind of like this, it would have to have some sort of faux fantasy kind of feel to it. So it would have like these sort of very, I don't know the modes, but I would imagine it'd be very, it had this sort of element of feeling kind of down to earthy, kind of earthy instruments, but then it would have this sort of, what would make it the steampunk part of it? It'd be kind of, because steampunk's always, to me, so it's embedded in like Victorian England, would be like that sort of, you know, the Industrial Revolution. That's the thing that sticks in my head when I think of steampunk. So it'd have to have that sort of, that sort of English folk bed with maybe like, you know, with the cinematic treatment. So you got like sort of, you know, maybe bigger drums. It's not like a small instrument. It's got that sort of big ensemble kind of feel to it. So it makes it feel like it's part of like a film, that sort of cinematic vibe. But it would have that sort of, that bed of like English folk music but the steam part, I don't know, like maybe it's got to have like that sort of big feel has that sort of synthy kind of vibes that has like a, that sort of like still very organic kind of synthy sounds. But stuff that should still work with the folk vibe. Maybe I have to try and write this. Maybe this is something I need to try and do, Michael. It sounds really fun. Industrial English folk. That's what I think. Yeah. It's a tough one. That's a real tough one. Is this actually a real thing, or are you just kind of like, it's like a thought bubble? I'm probably going to Google it. I'm sure there's playlists that are already out there, right, on YouTube. Inside Outside, how you doing? Love what you're cooking. Thank you. Thank you so much, buddy. Thought experiment. Nice. This is a good one, Michael. I'll have to give it a go. Maybe not English. So I think like, I don't know, like, I suppose. I mean, that folk vibe is often derivative of like more Scottish and Irish rather than just English. English, I don't know what English folk music sounds like, but it's more like that sort of like jigs and reels and that kind of vibe, I reckon. I don't think we're going to work on the next section today. We're just going to keep on building up a little bit of atmosphere. But I'm going to go in a few minutes. I think it's lunchtime. My belly requires sustenance. It aggressively tells me these days. It merely wants me to feed. Wants me to feed. Maybe we could do a legato. Ooh. Well, let's try actually go. We can sample all the legatos. Put another delay on this. I really like delays these days, instead of just using reverbs and everything. I'm a fan. Just seems to add a little bit more etherealness in these really long delays. I'm actually thinking of adding like recording a vocal line. I can sing when I want to sing. I don't know if we're going to do it on stream. That would be... I don't actually know how I would do that, because this is the mic I would use to do the singing, and it's kind of... right now it's routed to Streamlabs. I don't know how this would work. May have to try it. Try it one day. It might be a very horrible stream if we do that. Yeah, grand world-building project. That's awesome, man. Steampunk in space without the soot. Clean steampunk. Is that even possible? Come on. Neo-Victorian space fantasy. Analog futurism that's classical Victorian aesthetic. Nice. Nice. I'm trying to think, what was the sound... What did Bioshock sound like? Bioshock Infinite. I don't remember the score. I never played it. Strangely enough. Well, sorry. Oh my god. Envy, thank you. I'm glad you like my music, man. Appreciate it. Treasure Planet exists, and that's somewhat close to steampunk, but not entirely. But it's in space. Yeah, okay, yeah. Don't remember the music for that one though. I have to go do a piece of research. I feel like I want to do a track. I want to do a steampunk track now. Clean steampunk in this setting is because Steam is actually an acronym. 4 fantastical new elements are fused together with 5th one, and they form a Steam acronym. That's cool. Okay. Civilization events, fast and light travel, and other marvelous machines otherwise steer towards a low-tech existence. Interesting. I mean, trying to think of analogs. One analog, I guess, would be what I think of is Firefly. Have you guys seen Firefly? So it was a TV show in the 2000s, I want to say, that got cancelled well before its time. It had old mate Nathan Fillion and a really cool cast. Really cool show. But that's what I like. That's possibly a reasonable example. It's more like cowboys in space, but it has elements of that sort of low tech, high tech kind of thing. And that's, yeah, cool, very cool. So that's kind of like, and the music for that, like the music from the TV show, particularly from the movie. There was a movie, Serenity, and it was a bit more straightforward. I mean, it had some cool elements to it, but it was more straightforward, cinematic music kind of vibe. But the TV show was really cool because it had more. It's kind of like country western. Like it was more like acoustic guitar and that sort of stuff. Like it was really cool, you know. It was cool. It was something that you like. The setting was in space, but it was very cowboys and very very gritty. Like it was very like I could, at least the world that the main cast was in, it was very sort of a dirty world, and so it really fit. It really fit. And it had its moments where it got more cinematic and whatnot, but it was mostly that sort of that American folk kind of vibe, and I like that. I really like that. Yeah, cool, man. That's really fun. Really fun. Bring new possibilities, Freddy. Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, I think I might call it there. I am going to go find some lunch to tame this stomach of mine that's telling me that I need to put food in it. Probably, I think I always do this after a stream, but I think I want to go get some Vietnamese. I'm going to get some banh mi. I like a good Vietnamese sandwich. Sounds good to me. Yeah. That's probably a good idea in the book there. Absolutely. Good luck with that, Michael. That sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you, Proxen. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I will probably continue this next week. Because I'll jump onto some other projects for the rest of the week, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's just coming along. It's got a vibe. I've got to think about how I want to develop it and get it to the next stage. Bring the orchestra in a bit more fully. We're slowly building it though. It's getting there. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. What will the name of the track? It's a good question, Harley. I don't know. It's a very good question. I hate naming tracks. I'm really bad at it. Really bad. My wife is better though, so she'll probably think of a good name. She's really good. She's really good. So you have to figure it out. It depends on where it goes. Like if it stays down tempo, it's going to have a different feel to something that gets a bit more energetic towards the end, which is where I thought it might go in the first place. So we'll see. This is not actually what I said about at the start of the stream. Like I had this idea of a melody in my head. This is not what I actually intended for it. So it's kind of in a little bit of a different direction. But that's the beauty of writing music. Sometimes you just don't know where you'll go, and you just gotta go where it flows you, man. You just gotta let it take you. All right, guys. You missed the whole thing. Never mind. You didn't miss that much, to be honest. TBH. Everyone says, yeah. I'm just gonna go. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Just have a great week. I'll catch you soon. Okay. Take it easy.